And hello, everyone. We are No Shots Fired, back at you for episode 14 of the world-famous No Shots Fired podcast. This episode titled, obviously, Creepy Machinations, Impending Crisis. So glad to have you here. We're going to talk this week about what we've been playing, what we plan to play, what we plan to create in our imaginariums.
Yes.
And this is my co-host, Doc. How you doing, Doc?
Good evening. I'm doing well, I think. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah,
you think so?
Yeah, probably. I mean, whatever. Right?
The new job been wearing you down?
Just lots of stuff. Things. Toddlers are tiring. It's fine.
Well, yeah. Well, I also read about Kanye West, so I understand.
I say there's just like the world is happening, and it's just really always a bummer. So let's
that's why we're here, to distract everyone from the world. So first of all, I guess we just jump right into what we've been playing and what we like and don't like about it. I am actually interested. We had a side conversation before this started. I kind of want you to go more into the Prison Break game because I thought that was a funny.
A Way Out. Yeah.
I played Salt and Sanctuary this week. Doc, you played God of War. Now, which God of War were you playing?
The new one, the new hotness. So.
Oh, the bland new one. I guess I don't know why bland's. That's not really.
Out for PlayStation 4. I believe it's an exclusive. So.
Oh, wow. So I can't even check out.
Don't you have
the
PS4?
No, I got rid of my PS4.
Well, then no. Then no, you cannot. You cannot take after the small child and just really beat the shit out of a lot of things.
Well, what other way to teach a small child the important parts of
if trolls
life?
Are going to try to hit you with a stone column, you've got really no other option, I think.
Does that happen a lot in God of War
in
world?
The time I've put into it so far, it happens a lot of the time.
Are there just a lot of stone columns around for
I haven't
carry them?
Not a ton. Just like whenever you see a troll, they've got one of them, and they are willing to use it.
It seems like that would just be a real issue for building costs if you're
Yeah, I mean those Norse mythology things. I don't know.
Were the Norse big users of the stone column?
Maybe.
I guess
gotta
they'd have
support
to be,
your
right?
building somehow, right? I don't know. I think I killed Loki. I don't know. A weird guy came up. And
so
was
it's like an Avengers crossover.
No, the real Loki. Thank you.
Not
that fake Loki.
I thought he was the real Loki too.
No, that's heartthrob Tom Hiddleston. I hate to break it to you. That's a regular man.
I do like Mr. Baelstrom.
He does a good job.
I actually never knew his name until this exact moment, but Oh, this is nice. They've got a new feature on Twitch where I can filter viewers.
Ah, okay.
That's just what we've always needed.
It gets it gets crazy in the chat. So
let's see, how do I filter? Let's see if Doc is here. Yep, you're there. Let's see if I'm there. Yep, I'm there. Okay, anyway, back to the video games. I've been playing.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Salt and Sanctuary. No, if you had something,
give me a brief refresher on what that is.
It's basically like a 2D side-scrolling. What's the Dark Souls is the pretty stylized, which is cool. I think I'm done playing it, so I don't know if.
So cool up to a point.
Well, okay. Here's the issue. So when a 2D side-scrolling what do you call it when the most you're going around and hitting things with a sword? Is there a name for that?
Combat or?
Yeah. It'd be it's very. I mean, it's combat focused. You're trying to kill things. Yeah. So, very minor kind of. Now I can't think of the other genre where you're Castlevania and Metroidvania. I was getting there. I was working through it.
You're getting it.
So some very minor elements, Metroidvania kind of elements where you get some new abilities and get to new places using them. But I don't feel like you have. So in a combat game with you have the bosses and stuff you encounter, and I always really like in a game like that where I feel like I've got a bunch of agency. And by sorry, I guess agency is wrong. A bunch of command over my guys. So like one thing I don't like is with my sword, I don't have like an up slash. You pretty much have one slash, either a weaker one or a more powerful one.
Okay.
And I don't feel like I also. And this isn't like always necessary, but without like a double jump or something, I don't feel like I can really do all the dodging I'd like to do.
So maneuverability is not what you would like.
Maneuverability and the flexibility of the attacks that I do have, I am disappointed in. And then what I started doing also, what I thought would be cool is there's a class system in it where you've just got this. When you level up, you can apply points to this big crazy tree. And I started with a mage guy, and I've made my magic attacks so powerful that I kind of just go into battles and I try to live long enough while just hitting like the X button over and over.
Okay.
Until I kill them. And so it's not even, as opposed to Hollow Knight, which I really, really liked in the Metroidvania vein of things. I have less control, and I don't even feel like I have to. It's not as satisfying when I beat a boss because either he kills me before I can like fireball him to death, or I have hit the X button more times than enough times to kill him first.
Okay.
So
that's probably one of the tough things to balance. That it seems like Hollow Knight did well for you is that kind of maneuverability and making the combat satisfying. While still kind of...
Well, and what I've realized is what Hollow Knight, there's no class system. You're just one guy, and over time, you get new abilities that allow you to reach new areas, and the true Metroidvania concept. And in this, I think...
So that lack of options is almost better because they can more tightly design around a specific skill set, right? Whereas I always get frustrated and think, I wonder if I'm just the wrong character class type of thing with those kind of games, right? So that
exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's some bosses that have been like super, super easy. Like they made a big deal about this GD dragon, and I got to the dragon, and he wasn't good against lightning magic, so I just kept.
So too bad for you, dragon.
Yeah, sorry, dragon. Yeah, so sorry, dragon. It was actually a lot harder getting to him than it was killing him. But I don't know. The Dark Souls thing is kind of cool, I guess, if you're a fan of difficult games.
Okay, so is that just kind of the difficulty in recognizing like enemy patterns and stuff, and
also they follow the true Dark Souls concept where you have to reach some sort of safe point in order to like save or to use your level up points. And if you are killed before that, you'll die and you'll drop them all, and you have a chance to go back and get them back. But if you die again, then they're gone forever. And then also, once you use a save point, every enemy except for the bosses respawns.
Okay.
So
that's one of those things where I think it's cool for, like, to me at least in like principle. But it's the first time that I fail to get that experience back, then you've basically lost me.
Yeah, that was kind of what happened to me. I lost like 3 levels worth of.
Geez.
And there's also no which is also, could be I can see sometimes I like stuff like this. There's no map system or fast traveling. Now you got to give me one or the other. I'm because I can't. I just have, I don't know, figuring out where I am in the world is tough, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, if they give you 0 options. This isn't the NES anymore, guys. We don't have graph. Well, I guess we do have graph paper, but I don't want to have to do graph paper.
Yeah, exactly.
We've moved beyond it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was talking with Junkblade, and he was like, "Well, I think your only option is to literally draw your own map, and I don't know if I'd have to really like a game to do that.
I'm not getting paid to do this.
All right, as soon as it becomes something like work, you kind of defeat the purpose of.
Yeah. Okay, so an interesting game, but not quite enough to keep its hooks in you, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not enough of a very light story. I didn't even mention the story, I guess, because there really isn't much of one, but not enough of a story either to get me to...
For that to be a deciding factor.
Right, that's another thing that get me to keep playing, but it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's like zero. I'm after some princess. I gotta tell you, I'd have given up on the princess by now. I don't even know why I'm still...
There's probably more, right?
This island is nightmarish, Doc. Truly nightmarish. Just zombies and ghouls and demons. And
How much salt did you encounter, though?
Well, every enemy that you kill drops salt, so it's a very salty place.
Boy, that's the health issues you're going to develop.
Well, yeah, my sodium intake.
Yeah, that's going to be. Is there a meter for that, or?
Yeah. Eventually, your cholesterol rises, and so you got to balance that. It's another interesting mechanic they included.
Your moves just get more and more sluggish. Just
exactly as you.
Taking titles literally, very good.
There's also a lot of sanctuary in the game.
Okay.
That's where you save at, or sanctuary.
At least they followed through on those things.
Right.
So that's good.
Right. All right. So tell me all about God of War.
Well,
the hot new.
Yeah. So
the new kid on the block.
I have never played a God of War game. I think because I saw a clip. It's a very much a series that does spectacle very well, right? Because you're fighting Greek gods who are very big, and you're just climbing these guys. But I saw one where you ripped up a fingernail, and I just can't.
You did what?
He was on a titan's hand, and he was inflicting pain by,
on the fingernails.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much because. That's why I play the games, because
that's too much for me.
That's one of Doc's squishy areas.
I'm out.
Because I would just be this the whole time.
Why does he hate the gods so much?
See, Kratos is very pale, right?
Sure.
Those are the ashes of his family, which he is forced to wear because... He signed a contract to do the bidding of Athena, Ares? I don't know. One of the god of war. And was doing such a good job, but had this attachment to his wife and kid. So the god was like, well, if I really want to make the perfect soldier, I'm going to have to get rid of that. So he made Kratos kill them. Which Kratos got angry about, and he's been angry.
He had to kill his own family?
Yes. So that wasn't great. Yada yada yada. He's still angry about it.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
So I think he killed every Greek god and titan in existence. So.
But I feel like that's just an Ares thing. Why did he?
Well, I think there was deeper webs and such. So he's moved on to the Norse gods. Appears to have a new family. The wife's dead again. We're not sure how.
Why does this kid? Maybe he just needs to stay out of relationships.
Yeah. So you got this little boy, who he calls boy most of the time. I can't remember. Is it Atreus or something? I can't remember his name. So you start off and you're tracking a deer through the woods with the boy, and you're teaching him to hunt. And
sure.
So he then,
is this secretly a god in disguise, or is this just an actual deer?
It's a cool purple, blue. It's got blue eyes and blue neon on the horns, antlers. So it's a cool deer.
It is a cool deer.
One of those cool deer. So you kill that, you get attacked by a troll with as I was talking about, with the whole column thing. You defeat that guy, and this is like a very much an action combat third person thing, which always takes me a little bit to get used to because I'm just not patient enough after a certain amount of time.
Sure.
So you beat that, you go back to the house, and then like there's a knock on the door, and it's just like some scraggly looking guy. And he's like, something, I can't remember. So then he's like, begging you to fight, right? You're like 1.5 feet taller than this guy, and you're like, I'm not gonna fight. And then he like slaps you enough times that you like punch him a couple times, and you know, it's one of those classic. He like skids backwards, and then what do you think? What do you think the guy says, Valan? What do you think the quote? I'm gonna give you a guess at the quote here.
Once he's been slapped,
once Kratos has punched him.
Is that all you got?
No.
We're not so different, you and I.
No, he goes, my turn.
Okay.
Classic.
I could have got that.
Right there. And then so he punches you through the house, and you like. So it's a very cool action game, but you fight this guy for what felt like half an hour. And I mean,
is that a good or bad? Is that a good or bad?
It was good for the first 15 minutes, and then I was like, okay, I get it. Okay?
It's a tough...
He keeps healing himself. He's obviously a god of some sort. I think he's Loki, because he talked about, my brother, whatever. And he's just like yelling at you about how you can't make him feel anything. You snap his neck. He's probably not dead, but he looked dead.
Right, but this, whatever.
But yeah, but it's like, this kind of, superhero battle, basically, which was satisfying, but went on a little too long. And then you're going around solving some puzzles, and that's as far as I've gotten so far. But, I mean, the reception of this game has been bananas. Like,
it has been. I mean, it's been insane. I've heard a ton of people talking about it. They even had some article on Kotaku about the big twist or whatever halfway through the game, which I won't spoil for anyone.
Very high review scores. I was like, okay, fine. You got me.
The new God of War, Thomas. We also have Tommy Tom in the background about to go to work.
Burning that midnight oil.
Oh, it's alive. We're live to, let's see how many people we got. It says 1. Now that could be... We got Cogwhistle in the chat room to see... I like this. So I'm thinking if we can get 1 viewer per 3 people, we just need to increase our number of podcasters. Is Cogwhistle somebody we know? I feel like I've seen a Cogwhistle before, and I...
speak out, Cogwhistle, if ye be friend.
I might be a robot.
Could be a robot. Yeah. Let's get some curvy letters in chat. See if
Are you off to work then? He's doing laundry. He doesn't want to go to work. This is supposed to be the last day of his vacation.
Well, what happened?
Yeah, his boss told him to come into work.
Man.
And what can you do?
No good. Well, no would be one thing you could do.
Yeah, that's...
I'm not saying I would do that, but...
Right. Maybe not the... Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're just talking through options.
But yeah, so that's good so far. It's got... Looks like you can upgrade stuff, and the boy shoots arrows, so he's kind of like a companion in combat, which can, like, draw the attention of, like, enemies and stuff, so...
Which is why you have a child.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, he can't really get hurt, so it's fine.
Yeah. I do hate it, actually. So if we're going to talk about things in games I don't like, is when there's like a character... I actually generally don't like when there's another character you can't control, and especially if that character can die, because then...
The escort mission is a thing rarely executed well.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had an escort mission that I was really that big of a fan of.
So far, so good in that aspect. We'll see if that continues.
Exactly. Tommy Tom. Exactly. I've been really good about not using people's names tonight, so it's a good thing Cogwhistle has no idea who we are.
Still coming to you from who knows where.
So what's your actually? So you've have not told me though how. All you've told me is you didn't like that one battle, but you haven't told me what's like a rating, or do you like this God of War thing so far?
I do. I'd say I'm not far enough in to have a fully formed opinion. That battle went on a little too long, but the combat is satisfying once you kind of get in rhythm with it. One thing I don't kind of like is, like, the game graphically looks fantastic.
Which is always nice.
Which is very impressive. But, like, the health regen system is like these green crystals on the ground, as far as I can tell. And they just kind of show up at random, and I'm kind of like, okay.
That sounds annoying.
That's extremely video gamey, and you've created this very rich forest that I'm exploring, and okay. I mean, there's also trolls and all this other, fantastical stuff, but it's also just like, where are these crystals coming from? Why can't I just eat some berries or,
Right. It's kind of fourth wall breaking.
And, like, I understand, like, obviously they're going for the idea that they don't want you to be able to, stock up a bunch of health items and just mash your way through the combat.
Oh, sure.
Right?
I just feel like there's a way
probably a more elegant...
Yeah.
Even if it's not just like, oh, look at, the kid just says, oh, I got some berries, and throws them to you. Maybe that would be...
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
So that's very much a nitpick, but that's one of the things I noticed, I guess. But yeah, I'm not far enough. I really haven't upgraded anything yet. I don't know if your moves get more intense or, more varied or that sort of stuff, because you've got, like, similar to Assault and Sanctuary, you've got kind of like the light and heavy attack. But, it's also fairly easy to kind of, like, almost juggle enemies with your axe and punches and stuff, and, blocking at the right time gives you this slow motion thing, and then you punch them like 20 feet. So it's, the power you have is very satisfying in terms of you just really feel like you're just beating the shit out of everything. But I'll be interested to see where it goes, because the reception for it has been crazy. Not what I would have expected. I know God of War is fairly popular, but it's not usually considered to be like a tour de force in terms of video game quality, I guess, right? So
now, as a father, do you feel like the father-son dynamic in God of War really speaks to you?
We're going to find out. Apparently it hit quite a few people.
All right.
So we'll see. I will say that it doesn't take a ton to get that reaction out of me anymore. So.
All right. What's the son's name again?
Atreus, I
boy.
think. But you just call him
Atreus?
boy. Yeah, you say boy. I think you're trying to keep your distance because, you've been there before. And
right.
It didn't go great. So.
Mother's already dead again, so.
Yes. We don't know. I don't think we know how. But I'm guessing we're not happy about it.
Yeah. So. And then Loki shows up, but you killed him, right? Like,
well, so probably not, because he healed everything else. And I don't know it was Loki. That's my guess at the moment. So. But, yeah. So when I was trying to think of topics in the last 10 or 15 minutes before doing this,
right?
As I prepare ahead, Cogwhistle. If you're still there.
I think he is.
Probably.
I'm just going to trust.
Let's just assume.
I think Cogwhistle's always there somewhere. If not physically, then in our hearts.
I think so. But so I talk about Nintendo games not only on this program, but I talk to you in general conversation quite a bit.
Right.
And we tend to kind of it seems like we kind of agree on some of these things, but it's also true that you really haven't actually had your own Nintendo system for a good while, right?
Right. That is true. So this is the part of the show where our resident Nintendo salesman tries to get me to purchase. What would you want me to buy if I were?
I guess I don't really necessarily the Switch obviously would be the one to buy because that's the new thing, and it seems like I have yet to buy a Nintendo system where I felt like I haven't gotten enough quality games out of it to feel bad about the purchase. And but they're bringing like almost every good Wii U game to the Switch, so you're basically getting that library in addition to all the Switch stuff. But
sure,
yeah, I guess like what would it take for you to kind of for you to say, oh, I'm gonna jump in and purchase a system?
I would need there to be some game multiplayer. Mm-hmm. That's usually how I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on the great online haps, you know.
The zeitgeist.
Well, that either. I mean, as long as it's not a multiplayer zeitgeist, I'll miss solo zeitgeists. Sure. I love the word. That's one of my favorite words, is zeitgeist. So this isn't. So what's your? Okay, give me your pitch then. No,
well, I think the newest Zelda game is something that is almost
that's
entirely up your alley in terms of the different ways you can approach combat, puzzle solving, all the exploration itself.
Do they have? I already know the answer to this, but it would be my ideal game if I can alter how Link looks and make him look like me. Can I do that?
I mean, well, what clothes are you willing to buy? Because there's a wide variety of outfits that you can put him in. But
is he bald and bearded now? Because then I don't have to worry about him.
No.
Do they call him? Can I make my name?
Yeah,
Valan?
I actually know, because there's actually voice acting in this game, so they actually called him Link now. So I think this is the first Zelda game where you actually can't, change the file name or whatever. But I am. So
I mean, I'm still obviously going to really enjoy it, but those are the things that always pushes it.
Two bummers.
I probably spent as much time playing Fallout 4 as I did working on making my character look like me.
Oh, that game.
You could have been. Actually, no. I spent a bunch of time also building bases.
I say the Bethesda games like that and Skyrim, I just get so distracted that I never end up doing like half the stuff in the game because I get to a point where I can't even remember what I was supposed to be doing, and I've lost the thread of everything entirely, and I'm just like, and I just get to the point where screw it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
so the side quest thing is a good and bad thing, but then sometimes it feels like you're so far removed. Well, first of all, then the main quest at some point kind of feels pointless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, is it really important to this world? Because I have been running around for months now ignoring the Dragon Crisis, and it doesn't seem to be getting worse. So
that's actually an interesting thing about Zelda, is that you can go to Ganon whenever you want.
Oh.
But you are most likely going to get your ass kicked. So all the side stuff is actually making yourself stronger and doing the dungeons and that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is actually making it more possible to beat the final boss. But the fact that the option is there to go do it, I think kind of almost solves that, kind of weird feeling you're talking about in terms of doing the side quest without really feeling like the main story, like it takes that away from mattering. I think this kind of solves it because, you can go try it, and I did. And I was like, holy crap. And so then I went back, and as I was getting heart containers and stamina and better weapons and stuff, I was like, this will help me. Which is also the case in Fallout 4, but they don't seed it that way. And I think that makes a huge difference. So.
Exactly. Yeah, totally with you there.
Let me look. What else have we got? I think the Mario XCOM game was a very fun idea.
I did. I mean, I played that with Justin. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, and we played it for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I just meant that the expansion that came out this fall for it.
Oh, the Donkey Kong
XCOM?
Oh no, I'm talking about the Mario game that's like XCOM.
Oh no, yeah, that is. Sorry, I thought you were.
Yeah.
No, I like that. Did you play any more of that after I left?
A little bit more. I need to try to beat a few more worlds of that because I finally beat the first like boss and stuff and got in a little ways into the second world, and that was a very I had I had no idea what to expect out of it, and I think it was much more well done than I thought it could possibly be.
This is my sock. But now everybody on the internet can see my sock.
Oh, no.
Is this was it clean? Puzzle. Let me check. Smells clean. All right. Ah! I have put it away.
What else? I say the Mario game was fantastic. I don't know how much you care about platformers necessarily, but
I do like. Every once in a while, it's nice to jump around. Oh, speaking of platform, I could talk about. I played some of. This is another game I didn't play a whole lot of, but Night in the Woods because it was on sale. I bought that.
Oh, I've had that on my list for a little while.
Another stylized. You were right that I think it's little more story.
It's a story game with a vague hint at platforming.
Game kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, I know they're all cats and stuff, but everybody's got like issues and blah blah blah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I kind of lost interest.
That's one of those things that either will speak to you on a very strong level or will make you go, okay.
Yeah, I was more. I mean, like it's cool and stuff, but also I feel like if I keep playing it, I'm just gonna get like sad and
or just be like, all these people are kind of lame.
Also that, yeah, and I don't know if I already experienced the Night in the Woods because I was in the woods one night.
Oh, okay.
With my friends, so
You're
I feel like
if that's the titular Night in the Woods.
Yeah, and I feel like I guess either way, I've got through that. So how much more could there be? You know.
Yeah, let me see. I got my Switch up here. I mean, Mario Kart, always a great game. That Octopath Traveler game is going to be great. So that's the Square RPG that looks. It's kind of like it's a 2D pixel art, but it's got like depth. I think I showed you the trailer a long time ago. I think.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all.
I need them to remake the Super Nintendo Final Fantasies in this art style ASAP.
Well, that would be incredible. I mean, that would be.
But this is a similar game I think it's out in July. I'm very excited about. Splatoon, also a fantastic game. Although,
have you been playing that?
I have not in a while. Again, this is like you said, multiplayer games are fun, but you got to have kind of people to play with.
Yeah, I don't play. But I guess it's another thing I should mention about my enjoyment of multiplayer games is I don't like playing with random people. Basically, ever.
And Splatoon's fine because you're like. I think it's such a well executed idea and kind of balanced in that you can go around and splat and shoot people and take them out. But if you want to just focus on covering territory, that's an equally valid way to do it. And so that kind of mix, it feels like you're always doing something, and just the movement's good, the abilities are fun, it's the weapon types are interesting. It's a super well done game that I just have not been able to convince any of my friends to
get it.
Hop in. Which is I'm not saying
it's tough. I think it's a tough sale. It's one of those things. I'm sure it's fun when you play it, but the idea and the concept is if you're describing it in words, it's like okay, so you're kids, but you're also squids, and you gotta paint. You gotta paint the map.
Squid and a kid.
So
Golf Story. I mean, a great RPG about golfing. Always good.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Damn, that's actually kind of
that's idea. That's got a cool kind of.
I had this dream that was
graphic style.
See, I like stuff like that. I had a dream where you were it was like a what's the game where you plant stuff that everybody liked? Stardew Valley. It was like that, but you're a bowling star. You're trying to make your way up the PBA bowling ladder. And in the dream I was having, it was awesome. Okay. But then I woke up, and I don't think it's that awesome of an idea anymore.
Now, hang on.
All right.
I think a small kind of like a Golf Story type game for bowling could absolutely work, as long as the bowling gameplay was fun.
Right. Yeah. That is a key. But I think you can make the. I think
absolutely. You could have fun characters at the alley. You could.
Exactly.
You go into the arcade. You got a mini game in there. I
was even imagining you've got to recruit your bowling team, like a bowling foursome.
You're upgrading your bowling shoes, your bowling shirt, your bowling ball.
That's actually a really fun idea.
Then there's like street bowling things where they use like different pins. I don't know. There's stuff. Go to space, 0G bowling. We could, all this stuff is trademarked by copyright, by the way. Nobody.
Yeah. No shots fired. You can buy it for us.
Say, coming in 2019. Our first game.
You are. Please fund our Kickstarter. Cogwhistle, are you rich? Do you want to get in on this? We'll give you a 10% stake in the game in exchange for how much do we need to make this game? $500,000, just to be safe.
That's probably good.
All right, in exchange for $500,000, I know that then we're implicitly valuing our company or the game's value at $5 million, but I think that's low, if anything.
I think so. I mean,
what would we call this?
Those great ideas we already had.
What would we call this bowling?
We can't. No, you can't give away your title this early. It's a working title.
Working title.
Working title. Bowl Adventure 2: Return of the Alley Cat's Worst Nightmare. Don Strikemore.
Dude, Don Strikemore would be a great PVA tour villain. Don Strike. Just a really hard guy to beat.
Yeah, the Alley Cat's Worst Nightmare. Okay. Who remembers that Disney movie? Everybody? Good.
Alley Cats?
I think that's what it was called.
Remember the one where they go to like Paris or something, or they're Parisian cats and they get lost, and then
Alley Cats movie. Oh, Alley Cats Strike. A group of hip retro teenage outsiders become involved in an inter-school bowling rivalry. Is that it? Oh, that feels like it's it to me.
So there was literally a Disney movie about bowlers?
Was it Disney? I feel like it was Disney. It's like a TV. It's like a TV movie.
I'm totally down. You've already sold me. I'm just trying to figure out.
Okay, Alley Cat Strike. Look at the pictures.
Could we make the game? So how does I like the idea of making the game the sequel to this movie. I feel like there'd be licensing issues.
I'm not sure how hard they're holding on to this bad.
I just love it. Maybe for legal purposes we'll make it a spiritual successor to the movie.
I think so. I think an homage type thing would be appropriate. The Xenoblade Chronicles, very in-depth RPG. I don't know. The number of quality games on the platform is extremely impressive. It's getting a lot of the indie stuff, and it being this portable is a cool thing. So.
Yeah, I mean that's that. I like everything about the console. It's just a matter of. I already have so many things on Steam I haven't even played.
Oh, I can't even. I don't even consider my Steam library like a real thing anymore. Because I can't. If I do, then it's just cripplingly depressing.
I have before tried to buy a game that was already in my library. I think I've done that twice now.
At least now they're better at saying, "Hey, you already have this."
Yeah, they
don't let you get as far into the process before punching you in the nuts on that one.
It's sad that they could just have gotten me to buy things multiple times and I would never have noticed.
Oh yeah, easily. Okay. So get on it, Nintendo. Sweet, awesome multiplayer game. Valan will be right on that Switch train. Ugh. I've got a sweet multiplayer game. How about a little Mario Tennis action coming out in a couple of months? Who's excited?
Really? There's a new Mario Tennis?
Oh yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I say the Mario sports games. One of the few games that have caused Doc to pull an all-nighter. What's it called?
Mario Tennis?
No, Mario Strikers Charged. The Wii Mario soccer game that me and a couple friends in college started playing, and you blink and it's 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, those are very fun sports games. I am not a simulation sports person. Like, I do not want to. Like, I'm bad at these sports. I get it. Like, I don't also need to be like I'm bad enough that even in my dreams, I'm not allowed to be good at the sports. Like, you have those dreams where you're like, oh, I'm playing for a professional team, but it's always just me trying to tell everybody around me that, guys, I cannot skate. Don't put me as a goalie for the Detroit Red Wings. I can't do it. And then they're like, no, get out there. You'll be fine. And then I allow like 5 goals, and they're like, what's going on? I'm like, I told you guys I can't even ice skate. And then I wake up, I'm like, well, thanks. Thanks, brain. Thanks for letting me go on that journey. Really.
That's awesome.
Really stretching the imagination really awesome. Muscles on that one. And that's happened for multiple sports. So, in summary, that's why I like Mario sports games.
It's all coming together.
I think so.
So will you have time to play something after this podcast?
Yeah, I think so. Play for a little bit.
Well, we should tell the viewers at home what we're going to be playing, just to
what are we
give
gonna,
them
what kind of crew have we got here? Looks like we've got.
Well, T-Bob did text earlier, but I have not. I don't remember what he said.
Sounds like he wants to play tonight. So. And
my Counter-Strike ban is up, so I could get back into Counter-Strike.
Let's see how long it lasts this time. Although now we've got a little bit more of a handle on what causes these bans.
Yeah,
we might have a shot at. Maybe not. I don't know.
I'm missing out on the parts of the game I like the most.
Yeah.
Which is booting people and betraying people.
Plus, we just get paired with such just terrible people. It's incredible. So if there's no questions from the chat.
I feel like
I'm gonna start making.
When did we used to do this? I feel like we used to get a few people to stop by, but maybe it's just I don't know.
We also put a little more effort into that. That was back when Taco Tuesday was running strong.
Yeah, we had people who would want to stop in.
Yeah, we got the word out a little bit more on whatever platform you guys managed to get people interested. I think we need the spiritual successor to Taco Tuesday somehow.
We do. I need to get. Yeah, you're right.
It's a tough one though, because kind of the intimate nature of that was a key aspect of that.
Right. Having everybody in the same room was, but I don't know. Maybe I'll meet some people. I'll just have to go out. If I could meet. Now, this isn't the only thing that takes to be a good streamer, but if I had an attractive lady as my sidekick, or even the host, I feel like that would help us a lot.
You know what? It would certainly boost the curve a little bit on that one.
And now, I'm not saying the only thing that makes a popular stream. I just, there are certain factors.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, exactly.
Hurt. And there's nothing wrong with being attractive. And using that to your advantage.
Just like we do.
We're just bummed because that's just not an option for us.
Well, we're extremely attractive guys. It's just, a lot of...
I guess I'll just speak for myself, but...
And I think on that note, we wrap up episode 14, Creeping Machinations, Impending Crisis.
Look forward to
Well, wait, but let's talk about what we're going to play this upcoming week, so that Cogwhistle has a reason to tune in next week.
Gotcha. So
to
what
see
we'll be
whether
talking
or not
about.
we did it.
Lead us off here.
I'm going to play... Okay, let me look through my Steam library for something... I'd like to do something new. Next week I'll talk about a game I did like, which is Ultimate General Civil War. I mean, it's...
Ooh, I have not heard about that. So
it's just an indie game, but really I like any sort of real-time tactical game, especially one in this where rather than building bases that create units like in StarCraft, you have your army at the beginning.
Oh, okay, so a little bit of a different take on that. So
yes, although you have a lot of variability in how you build your army, because when you win battles, you'll get a certain number of recruits and money, and you use that to form either infantry, skirmisher units, cav units, artillery. So you have a lot of flexibility in how you compose your army, which is cool.
Okay, very cool.
So I'm gonna play... Oh man, I have like too many games. It's almost overwhelming. I'm gonna do... What are you gonna do? How about that? How about you tell me what you're gonna do?
I'm gonna continue to put on my schedule to do some more randomizer. I'll do some more God of War.
Now the randomizer...
That's the Link to the Past.
Can you stream that?
Yeah.
Because I would like to be a part of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just got this warring thing on like what... Because I've got retro games I'd like to play. I've got new stuff. And then I just ended up paralyzed, and we ended up playing Rocket League or Counter-Strike.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do some of The Witness.
That's that would if Thomas is at all interested, do that. I had a great time playing that with Amanda.
Some night I will play that with him then.
Because kind of, it was very interesting to see which of us was better at which type of puzzle and that sort of stuff. And it gets a lot less frustrating getting stuck on something together, I think, than if you're by yourself.
That's absolutely true. Now I am confused. Who is this Thomas person?
Tommy.
Yeah, exactly.
I call him Thomas for short. That's my fault.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't get that at all.
I know.
Since Tom and Tommy are traditionally short for Thomas.
I know. I'm going backwards on it. I'm trying to bring us back to a place of civility and intelligent discourse.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I follow you. All right. On that note, the end.
Farewell, everybody.
Bye, Cogwhistle.